But not everyone is convinced. Some opponents of the Electoral College say the system is unfair.
People who have the direct vote on deciding how the president is elected are the 400 state legislators. And what our organization does, National Popular Vote, is we visit with them one-on-one across the country and explain our legislation to them, explain why the current system is bad because it elects second-place candidates and it leaves 3 out of 4 states as spectators in the presidential election, and that it doesn't make every vote equal and it's inherently unfair.
Others say population disparity gives larger states an unfair advantage, taking power away from smaller states. The integrity of the system has been called into question.
The problem is not in the Electoral College, it's in these state laws that the states have passed that give all of their electoral votes to the candidate who gets the most votes on a state-by-state basis. So we would have a national popular vote for president and still have the Electoral College under the National Popular Vote legislation. The purpose of the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact is to guarantee the presidency to the candidate who gets the most popular votes in all 50 states and the District of Columbia.
Those who believe in the Electoral College say the institution actually promotes a state's right to be fully recognized in the voting process, in addition to preventing recount chaos.
Additionally, it prevents the kind of recount chaos that we could potentially have that would make what happened in Florida in 2000 look mild by comparison.
Some of this debate might be settled soon. The Supreme Court stated in January 2020 that it would rule on whether or not electors have the constitutional right to vote for candidates who didn't win the state popular vote. The Supreme Court justices said they'll review 2 separate cases of the members of the Electoral College in Washington and Colorado. In both states, electors say they refused to vote for 2016 presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, even though she won the popular vote. Washington and Colorado, like the majority of states, mandate that electors vote at the will of their citizens. But now some members say that these laws are unconstitutional. The Electoral College does not require members to vote for the most desired candidate. Instead, they tend to do so out of precedent. The case in Washington focused on 3 electors who voted for Colin Powell in the 2016 presidential election. These 3 members were each fined $1,000. The Washington Supreme Court upheld the fines, saying electors must stick to the state popular vote. The case in Colorado, meanwhile, was centered around a member of the Electoral College who tried to vote for John Kasich, along with 2 other members who refused to vote for Clinton. The 2 members eventually backed down, while the Kasich voter was replaced. He appealed the state's decision to throw out his vote, saying he has the right to choose his own candidate. The Supreme Court's decision may change the way the Electoral College votes in the next presidential election. However, experts still disagree if the country will move to a national popular vote anytime soon.
The United States will adopt the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact probably in time for the 2024 election.
I don't foresee that in the future. I think there have been, since the beginning of the country, over 700 proposals to get rid of the Electoral College through constitutional amendments. None of them have been successful.